What's happening? Top of the morning to the good people. What's happening this morning? Man, there's Tupac trials going on, man. There's a lot of people wanting to see what's going on, man. I've been watching it myself. It's a lot of talking and nonsense going on. But I gotta get him today, man. Yeah, man, I've been watching the big fella react to a lot of the things, right? Shout out to the big fella. I like a lot of his content, you know. I done left you some comments about some of the don't do the housewives of YouTube content, OG. But we did a live the other night and talked about this same thing, and we're gonna see what the big fella gotta say.
Welcome to another episode, everyone. An ex-gang member recalls the gang rival brawl that transpired right before the Tupac shooting. Gang member recalls an ex-gang member. He's an ex-gang member. His name is Dirt Rock. He gets on the stand in the case in the Tupac murder trial against Dwayne Davis, KEEFE D here from Southside Compton Crip. Let's see what he has to say about the fight that happened right.
Hey, young people, if y'all watching any of these things, go watch the big fella, man, doing his reaction. Or watch the trial, period. You'll see how cold this culture is, cuz. So what the homie say? Gang culture is trash. So, and they showing it and displaying it every day.
Before the Tupac shooting.
You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this action shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may be seated. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Devontae Lee, spelled D-E-N-V-O-N-T-A, last name Lee, L-E-E.
Thanks, Mr. Lee, for being here. Mr. Gall, whenever you're ready, you may proceed.
Thank you. Sir, you did not volunteer to be here, is that fair?
No, I didn't.
In fact, you're under a court order to be here
Yes,
through a subpoena.
yes.
In fact, you have expressed many times the fact that you do not want to participate in this.
Yeah.
But understanding that you're a court order, you don't have a choice whether or not to sit in that chair. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. I want to ask you a little bit about.
Well, let me stop him right there.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete.
I might get back on there today. I don't know.
And let me say this real quick. I recall a situation where an individual had come to court before a gang member. They subpoenaed him to court to testify against another gang member, obviously. The gang member was in there for shooting at him and whomever else. And he said, I'm not going to court. I'm not testifying. I don't want anything to do with this. The gang member. I'm not a snitch. I'm not going to court. They subpoenaed him. So if you don't answer the subpoena, you go to jail. If you don't show up to court or whatever. So that's what he means. You have to show up to court. You were subpoenaed to court. You don't want to be here because apparently he told them, I don't want to testify. I don't want to get involved in this. They told him, well, we're going to subpoena you. You have to come to court. So he said, you have to be here. That's why you're here. And he's sitting there looking like he's upset about being there and like he's going to be defiant or whatever. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to be a part of this. He doesn't want to help anyone's case. The prosecution certainly, and probably not the defense either, just doesn't want to be involved. He's a Crip. Perhaps he would probably prefer to help the defense, but it looks like the prosecution has called him as a witness and subpoenaed him because he has information about the fight leading up to the death, which obviously would be damaging to KEEFE D. The prosecution is calling him. But the individual gang member that I was speaking about who came to court got on the stand and the prosecutor asked him, please state your name, or the person asked him to state his name. He didn't say anything. He sat down and didn't say anything. So the prosecutor asked him a question. hey, is your name such and such from such and such gang? He just sat there and looked at him. He didn't say, I plead the fifth. You don't have to talk. You can plead the fifth. Yes, you have to come to court if they subpoena you. And
What was I saying to y'all the other night when we was on live? You have to answer that subpoena. But you don't have to get up there in that stool pigeon box and sing that tattletale song. You don't have to do that. You can get right up in there and be like, man, I ain't got nothing to say. I plead the fifth. You do have that right. But I'll say before it even get to that point, stay out them streets, girl.
you have to get on the stand, but you don't have to say a damn thing. Against self-incrimination. That's the law. You can plead the fifth. You don't have to say a word. But in his case, he didn't even say, I plead the fifth. To this day, I don't know what his voice sounds like. The man did not say one word. Either, do you recognize this individual right there? He just sat there. Then he turned in his chair like this. And the prosecutor said, so you're not going to answer any questions? He just turned in his chair like this. And the judge got on him and said, and then the judge said, get him out of my courtroom. Then he got up and left without saying one word on the stand, ever. So you can come to court. They can make you come to court and subpoena you. You don't have to get on there and tell any story about what happened in a murder case, just for the record.
About the mid 1990s, where were you living?
At the time, I think Hawthorne.
Did you ever start spending time?
You answering too many questions for somebody who don't want to be there.
What was
Who are you spending time, sir?
My homeboys and people around, friends.
At some point, were you spending time with a person you knew as Big Dre?
Yes.
Would you describe him as a friend?
Yeah.
And then later on, did you start spending time with a person by the name of Orlando Anderson?
Yes, I did.
Would you consider him a friend?
Yes.
As a result of your relationship with Orlando Anderson, did you start coming into contact?
Friends don't do that to each other, brother. Friends don't. You know what I'm saying?
With the Southside Compton Crips?
Oh, yes, I did.
Can you tell us how that happened?
We used to go over there and, hang out. And we wasn't from over there at that time, but we knew a couple of people. So.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but he's just talking too much. For an ex-gang member, he's an ex-gang member. The title says, ex-gang member recalls rival gang brawl before Tupac shooting. This is Law and Crime Network. Shout out to the Law and Crime Network right there.
You talk too much.
And, for someone who doesn't want to be there, doesn't want to be involved, he didn't get the memo. You don't have to say a word, bro. You don't have to be involved. You're answering too many questions already for someone who doesn't want to be involved, I'm saying. If you're sticking to some sort of street code, you're answering too many questions. You don't answer any questions. You plead the fifth, and you don't even have to say that. You just sit there. You don't want to be there. They made you come. You said you're upset about being there. You had this look on your face like you don't want to be there. Then you let them know that you're pissed about being there. I don't want to be here. You just sit there and don't say a damn word.
Those are all facts. That's about, man. We just talking to the youngins, homie. Hey, man, pay attention to some of this stuff, man. You dudes ain't nasty work. Like you hear what he said. He said, "I don't want to be here." But I mean, shit. You got to be somewhat entertained because you're entertaining these people, nigga. Nasty work, cuz. Nasty work.
I told y'all I didn't want to be. You're not gonna make me say anything. Can't make anything come out of my mouth. You can make me come to court. You can't make anything come out of my mouth. It's impossible.
Right. That's a fact.
We go over there, hang out, or whatnot, chill.
And then is it fair to say at some point that you were given a option of joining Southside Crips or facing a different kind of repercussion?
Yeah, it was. I would say it was an option, like either or, basically.
And can you tell us what the either or was?
Well, at the time, it was either we're gonna join or we just can't come around no more.
And did you ultimately join?
Yeah, I did.
And how does that work? How did you join?
So you get put on, meaning have a fight or whatever.
Now,
Things like that.
Is it always this fight? Is it always a one-on-one, or sometimes is it multiple people?
Sometimes it's not one-on-one. If you get lucky, you know what I mean, you might get a fair one like.
Now let me tell you, I'm not going to stop it anymore. I'm going to let them talk after this. I swear I'm not going to stop it anymore. I'm just going to let them talk. But when I was locked up, a reputable young homie of mine got crashed out on the yard and had to go to protective custody for getting on the stand. And the prosecutor was asking him about gangs and about how gangs work in LA, gang politics, specifically Hoover, basically. How does your gang work? How do you get put on a gang, this and that? And he told him, well, you get put, just the same thing he's doing right here. Well, you get put on and and when he got to the prison yard, it was over. And there's still conflict over that. There was a lot of conflict over that because some people didn't feel like he was telling, like he had told. But, the people who made the call said, you're not supposed to get on the stand and say a word about gang politics, period.
You heard what he said. If you part of that culture, you was not supposed to get on that stand. I ain't the judge or nothing, homie, but to each their own. Your best bet would be to stay out them streets, cuz. Stay out them streets, man. Go check out DP, man. That's the big fella. Damian Porter, cuz. I like it. You know what I'm saying? So that nigga talk too much, cuz. Sound like a nigga. Another nigga out there on the internet crying and shit. But hey, man, y'all have a good Saturday, man. Get out there and doing some of that good weather. Especially if you're in this box state. You know what I'm saying?